What's up, guys? My name is KB, Kevin Benejam, and welcome to On Trend. On this show, I'll be speaking to the most inspirational people, and through their stories, you'll see how their hustle, their determination, and their creativity has gotten them into a place to become successful, in a place where they can create something impactful for our generation. On this episode, I have Gerard Adams. He has created Elite Daily, but also many other seven-figure businesses. And we get into how he became a multi-millionaire at age 24, lost it all, but then remained determined to build Elite Daily and then sell it for 50 million. We get into why success isn't just about the money. It's about impact. It's about leaving a legacy behind. On this episode, you'll gain the insight, you'll gain the knowledge, and most importantly, you'll gain the inspiration to take your life to the next level, but also to be on trend. So while you were building Elite Daily, was there any routines or morning routines that you had to do in order to start your day right, or are you just the type of person that just gets up and just goes? Tell me a little bit about that.
So being really honest, I am not the person that has the perfect routine. It's this is how it has to be. Naturally, I wake up and I'm just focused, man. I just am ready to take the day and just drive it forward. But my preparation does start the night before. Typically use the gym, get home, relax, digest. What were the wins for today? What were the things I got to move forward into the next day, set my goals for the next day, and then I need to get my sleep, bro. 6 to 8 hours, I need that. Peak performance for me is 8 hours. I just think sleep is just so important.
And while you were building the business, you were getting that 6 to 8.
Throughout my career, it's always changed.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the next day. There's days that I've had to, whether it's a meeting or getting on a flight, that I'll get 3-4 hours sleep, and that happens. But I'm just saying that I just aim to try to get 6 to 8 hours. But there's definitely nights that I'm up till 3-4 in the morning because I can't shut off my mind. There are those nights where I can't shut it off, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like that when you have something special, when you don't want to go to sleep because you're so excited because shit's moving, you got momentum, and you just can't wait to wake up. You can't wait to wake up to get back at it. That's when you know you just got something. You're just you're possessed with the dream, and you just can't wait. But sleep is that important. So, 100%. But I try, like I said, to get 6 to 8 hours. I wake up. My first thing is, for some people it's meditation. My meditation in the morning mostly is prayer. So I take a shower and I pray in the shower every morning. I come out and I just usually relax. I take 10 minutes and just breathe and envision how I'm gonna conquer that day. And then I'm ready. Then I suit up, whether it's streetwear, get ready. I have my swag, I care about my swag, you know what I'm saying? I get ready, and then I just get into it. Right. I get to my team, I get to my incubator. Time management with emails is really important, so I try to really set a little time in the morning for once I get to the incubator to get through my emails, and then typically I'm just managing my team, working with them, taking meetings, taking marketing meetings, mentoring some of the entrepreneurs in our space, meeting with my COO, getting on calls, trying to create new partnerships, and then just, the grind. Taking a break to go and shoot a video series,
yeah, for sure.
Stuff like that.
Gotcha. You speak for leaders, right? So you think leaders are born, or you think leaders are made?
Not everybody is born a leader. You know, I definitely don't think that everybody is born a leader. I was built to be a leader. I don't know if I was born to be a leader. So, you know, maybe before coming out that womb, like God had a vision that I would be, but my father built me to be the leader that I am today because he would leave little notes throughout the house. I would open a refrigerator, find a little note. That would be a quote from Marcus Aurelius. I would come home and on my little desk in the corner of my room, he'd leave something written from John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King. And that was like, for years of my life, he would always leave these little scrappy notes with quotes from leaders. And I really loved it, but I didn't really understand it. Sometimes there were quotes I didn't really even get. You know, you're consumed at a young age. Like, you know, I was a skater. I was into hip hop, and doing things, and girls. You know what I mean? So like sometimes it didn't really like click. But I over time I realized that he was subconsciously really building me to think about what a leader really means, and then showing me the values that I think create a leader. And so then over time, I built up those leadership skills. So I believe that leaders are made. Every single person has a leader within themselves. They just have to pull it out of them. They have to find that leader within. So for me, my purpose is to find every single person, to be able to help them find that leader within and pull that out.
What's that factor that separates the great ones from an average life? What's the difference between like a Jordan and like, you know, the seventh string on the bench? Like, why does that person make it to the top? For me, my belief is, I think everyone has that diamond inside of them, but some of them just don't know. And we only have this one life, and you have to fulfill your potential. And because at any given moment, you know, you can be gone. You know, I can go outside and get hit by a bus, or I could be on my deathbed and I'm gonna say, man, I wish I coulda, woulda, and I didn't do it. So like, how does someone get to that mindset, and then how does someone become great in your perspective?
I say this all the time, like right now during this interview, like somebody's dying. You know, someone who may have cancer, or maybe somebody right now there's a soldier fighting for our country. There's somebody right now that doesn't have legs, that doesn't have arms, someone that can't see, somebody can't hear. There's somebody out there that has it worse than you, that is pushing through, or like that is passing away. You know, and you just really can't take life for granted. So I like how you brought that up, because I do live my life that way. Like, I do know that we are going to die, and it could be today after this interview, and I'm okay with that, because I know that like I'm doing everything in this moment right now, right, to hopefully inspire someone to find that leader within themselves, to make a shift into their perspective, into their life. And, you know, I think that being a leader is that. It's when you realize that it's bigger than you, and you're here for a bigger purpose, right, and that you're here to serve and to help, you know, change and impact somebody's life. And that means that you need to be able to stare fear directly in its eyes and be willing to drive right through that fear, being okay with whatever the outcome may be, because it's what you believe in and you know that it's gonna make you stronger. I think that is what makes a great leader. And Navy SEAL told me that whenever you have a big decision that you need to make and you're uncertain, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this the most fearful thing that I could do? Is this the hardest thing that I can do? Is this the most uncertain thing that I can do? And if the answers to those 3 questions are yes, as long as you're not impeding on anybody else's happiness, then you do that thing, because that's what's gonna help build your character. I just posted on Instagram today that leadership is not about a title. It's about your character. It's not about it's not a matter of hierarchy. We're all human. We're all come from the same Mother Earth. Right now, we're so labeled. I think that's part of the reason our generation is struggling so much. you know?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Republican, the Democrat, you know, from a government standpoint, religion, you know, black, brown, white, you know, green, left wing, right wing,
Yeah, everything.
you know, LGBT. There's so many labels for everything. Like, we're all human. We all share the same, like, you know, love, like the same language of love. That's why I talk about art. Like, art for me is like within us. It's that gift you have, you know? Yeah. If you can pull that out, that's that leader. You're pulling out that gift. You're immersing yourself in that love for the people around you, you know? And I think that empathy and that kindness and that humility and that, you know, that passion for inspiring and changing someone's life and living the best life, becoming the best version of yourself every day, looking to grow by 1% every single day, that's what makes a great leader. And knowing that it's okay to fear, it's okay to have doubt sometimes, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to fail, it's okay to be you. That is being a leader.
So growing up, just to be honest, and I feel like a lot of you know, the people who follow me or just my friends, you know, they never realized how much that I actually cared about what people thought of me, because now it seems like I don't. But you know, just like the past 4 years have been a journey for me, trying to get out the matrix, so to say, of like, you know, man, what. I'm about to post something, or what would she say? What would he say? Or I'm about to say something. No, I'm not going to say it because, you know, he thinks that of me. And, oh, what about if I wear this? Oh, like, so I used to be there, but now I kind of force myself out of that because I don't really care about what other people think, because I'm just really happy about who I am.
You're winning. That's one of the hardest things. Tell me that hasn't become in your life one of the hardest things to get past. Like, so many people, they get caught in that matrix, in that suffering of worrying what other people think.
100%. It was honestly like, it was probably.
You're like,
it's a process every day. It's still every day.
Yeah, it's still no, for sure.
And you know, people don't know like the amount of, you know, anxiety or like depression or anything that you go through in order to get to that level. Because at the end of the day, for me, pressure creates diamonds. So you know, you grew up with this vision you have for yourself. And you're like, all right, I need to meet this. So you need to do those certain steps in order to be there.
Yeah.
But I guess my question to you is like, you know, just for my viewers, how do you stop yourself from thinking about what other people think? Because at the end of the day, a lot of the times people get paralyzed because their mom said this, their dad says this, you know, their girlfriend won't like them because they'll do a certain thing.
Yeah.
How do people get past that?
The people that you're surrounding yourself with. So first of all, audit yourself, audit your life. Who are you actually spending the most of the time with? Who are actually your friends? Who are actually the people that really empower you? Think about them. Are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Because I've had girlfriends that didn't believe in me, that doubted me. When I started Elite Daily, I had a girlfriend that basically was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you wasting your time with these kids that you're building this thing with? Why are you giving them this energy? Doubting me, putting me down, not understanding when I was up till 3 in the morning working hard, believing in something that I was so passionate about. I've had, you know, friends, I've had people about my entire life. So, you know, you have to audit yourself and say, like, are these people draining you or fueling you? You need to be surrounding yourself with people that fuel you. And if these people are draining you, and you're in doubt, cut them loose. Be a little bit of savage. Because you're doing that for yourself, and you know what? That's a good thing for them. Let them know what it's like not to have you in their life, because it's only going to help them realize that what's their character going to be? How are they going to evolve? Because a lot of times where it all stems from is one place and one place only: people's insecurities. People that have not chased their dreams will put all their insecurity on your dreams. So if you surround yourself, audit yourself. You have people that are pouring their insecurity on you, separate yourself. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is that, because sometimes it's family. Sometimes it is family. And you have love for your family. You'll always be there for your family, but sometimes you actually need to take a step back from family. Like, if they're putting all that doubt on you and they don't understand, you have to be like, I'm gonna spend time with you, but can we not talk about my dreams and my passion? Right. If that bothers you, I understand, but that's what I choose to do. Right. You are the character of basically the 5 or 10 people you surround yourself with. So you need to, first of all, start surrounding yourself with better people. And then I also read this, that you're not only the average of the 5 or 10 people that you surround yourself with, you're also the average of those 5 or 10 habits that you have for yourself. So what are your standards? You know, so if you want to overcome it, you need to, first of all, audit yourself and start surrounding yourself with the people that empower you and fuel you. 2, you need to change your habits. What are your habits? Be honest with yourself. Are you really lazy? You're not pushing yourself? Are you unhealthy? Are you really taking care of yourself? You know, are you mindful? Do you have a clear understanding as to what you really want? Or are you basing what you really want on that fucking feed? On what everyone else is doing? How much time are you spending on social media looking at what everyone else is doing instead of actually sitting to yourself and understanding what you truly want? Setting your goals, putting your own vision on a board. Envisioning who you are becoming, what you want in a year from now. In 3 years from now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the second thing you need to do. And then you need to actually change your habits and commit. Commit to 30 days of committing to what are the habits that you think are going to put you in a position to become that person in a year. And this is the perfect time to do it because it's 2018. Let's go. What better time than right now? The world needs you. Yeah. Who are you going to become? So change the people you surround yourself with, change your habits, and then have a billionaire mindset. Like,
I was going to ask that.
Billionaires don't give a fuck, man.
What exactly is like a billionaire mindset? Like, do you think that you have it? And if you do, like, what exactly is it? Like, what's the thoughts that go through your head?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with who you want to become, what you want out of life, and what you want to give to this world. So it's getting very, very clear on what your why is, what your purpose is. Who are you? What do you want to give to the world? And I think it's being comfortable enough to know, like, that you're going to have people that don't like you. You're going to have people that judge you. You're going to have people that hate on you. But no matter what, you believe in what it is you stand for, and nobody will ever deter you from your standards. No one will ever deter you from, like, your values. So most people don't even maybe know what their values are. Right. And you need to know that both personally and professionally. And then you need to be a visionary. Billionaires are visionaries. I truly believe in manifestation. And sometimes I know people have a hard time thinking about, like, that 10-year, you know, so that's okay. Like, start within a year from now. Who are you with? Where are you? Where you live? What are you doing? How do people see you? How do you make people feel? What are you accomplishing? Like, envision that. Be a visionary. Right. And then you need to have complete unwavering faith. A billionaire has unwavering faith. They completely understand that they can look fear in the face and not worry about what the outcome is going to be. Right. Because fear is relative to the person. What you fear may not be what I fear. So it's perspective. Right. So I think, you know, understanding that fear is relative, and at the end of the day, no matter what, if you do the most fearful thing, the hard thing to do, and the most uncomfortable, uncertain thing, it is only going to add to your growth. 100%. And a billionaire has that mindset. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to fucking do it. What's worst case scenarios? I'll learn from it. Right. Right. And then the last but not least, a billionaire's mindset is an ownership mindset. You have to be an owner. You have to be an owner. Billionaires are owners. Stop making excuses. Take ownership for who you are as a person. Right. Own it every day. Take ownership as to who you're going to be when you wake up in the morning, how you're going to own your day. Be that person. Take ownership. And that plays obviously into business. You know, and you know, I think if you do all of that, and you will start to attract other billionaire people, other mindsets of billionaires, other people, and that's who and then all of a sudden that growth just starts to happen. Yeah. Next thing you know, you're in that room.
I know, like, you were, you know, the investor for Musica Ferrer. I guess, like, there's a lot of people out there asking, like, how do you start a fashion business? And, like, if they were to start one, like, where would they start? And I know, like, you know, some people say, oh, just put your design out there on Instagram, or, just start marketing yourself, or like how would you go about starting a fashion business with social media? Because I know like you actually did it with Musica.
Well, they did it.
Yeah.
I just helped them find their vision, and I helped them gain the confidence, and gave them some mentorship and helped them become great leaders. But I take no credit for that company whatsoever. I want them to have all the glory. I think it's first and foremost, it's getting clear on the fact that like it is extremely hard. One of my favorite quotes was from my father. He said, "It's so simple. Hard work comes before the dream." Plain and simple. It's easy to see the big picture. It's easy to see your clothes on every celebrity and in Barney's and all these great stores, or all being in fashion shows around the world. That could be like your drive, your ambition. Just realize, man, it is a lot of hard work and sacrifice. So be prepared. Be completely prepared to go through that pain, go through the struggle, but be so obsessed and passionate about the fact that, like, no matter what, I'm gonna see this through because I love it. I would tell you that, you gotta just go, you gotta start. You have to live it, you have to own it. So if you're gonna be a designer, you're gonna then own it. You need to be playing the part, rocking it. You need to be dedicated, you need to be resilient, you need to be that founder. And I think that you need to understand the business. I would say one thing is I've made money in fashion and I've lost money in fashion. I've invested in a designer. She was one of the best designers I've ever seen. She had everything going for her. She had write-ups in Harper's Bazaar. She was in Vogue. She did a show in New York that was fantastic. She had the media there. She had people buying. She was getting orders for stores. She had everything positioned. With fashion, what I would tell you is like the financials are extremely important. You need to understand the fashion industry, but don't get so caught up in being like, oh, I have to have a collection, fall, winter, spring, summer, holiday, and you have to fit into that mold. Make it work for you. What works for you? Start small. Start with capsules. Immerse yourself from start to finish, from the manufacturing to the mood boards to curating your fashion shoots, curating your first little show, you're curating the way that your social media looks. You need to realize that it's going to be extremely hands-on and all of that, but that you don't need to so much conform to the industry. Be a disruptor. Do it how you want, but budget, because the designer I got behind, she had everything going for her. She had all the press in the world. She had all the social currency going for her. The designs were fucking unbelievable. They were minimalistic, chic, beautiful, Italian leathers, amazing. But she didn't budget correctly. And if you don't budget correctly, the fashion industry is vicious. You have orders coming in, you can't fulfill on those orders. You say you're going to launch and you don't launch. Very quickly can things go into a death spiral, and very quickly can you start losing your credibility, and that's all you have. Wow. So make sure that you budget correctly. Make sure that you are fully prepared. You prepare for the mistakes. Prepare. Give yourself some extra time. Don't wait till like, oh, I'm going to get this order ready and I'm going to fulfill this order and I'm going to get this thing out. I'm going to get to the last day. Like, give yourself a buffer. Be prepared, because mistakes will happen. Right. So just be a little bit prepared for that, I would say. Budget, and then team. Don't do it alone. You need to have a team. So like, figure out, you're gonna be wearing a lot of hats. In the beginning, you're gonna have to wear all the hats. You have to lead by example. But as you start to grow, you really do need to figure out quickly, what do I really love doing? And what is my real expertise and skill that I can really hone in on it and go be the very best of that for this company? Maybe it's the designer, maybe it's not the designer. Maybe it's something, maybe it's another skill. Right. But a lot of times it's the designer. Right. So be the very best designer. Let everybody else worry about the logistics and the financials. You have someone on your team that tells you, no, you can't do that. Yeah. It's got to be 8 pieces.
100%.
You can't do that. Because the cost and the margins don't make sense. Because it's easy when you're an artist and a designer to be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And the next thing you know, you're not budgeting. And that's how you lose.
Yeah, you need separate people with separate hats. Because at the end of the day, if you're super creatives, you might not be that financial person.
Exactly.
Taking care of the business.
The business and the logistics and the infrastructure and the processes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So over time, like really get those people on your team.
And like besides Musico, like what are like the other top 5 brands you think that are doing like things right now?
Man, number 1 on my list, unequivocally, if I said that word right in graduate college, but by far, Ronnie Feig of Kith. He is such an inspiration to me. I really want to have him on my show. If you see this, Ronnie, regardless if you're on the show or not, I've bumped into you, and you are such an inspiration to us, not just in the fashion industry, just what you've continued to do, the man you've become.
Great character.
Your character is everything. I would say leader is not about a title, it's about your character. That Ronnie is shown that. He's been a great leader for our generation, just in his actions and who he's become. So Ronnie, number 1 from Kith. My guy's Musica Ferrer, like, you know, not, you know, Ronnie has a lot more years.
Yeah.
We're talking about 2 young designers. Yeah. From 2 completely different backgrounds. I just seeing how far they've come from a bespoke level, and they're still grinding away. Shout out to Alex and shout out to Davidson and Musica Ferrer. I would say
they also launched Lavati, right? It was a cool like streetwear.
Yeah, Lavati, correct, with the shoes. Yeah. But with Musica Ferrer, it's not all suits, man. We have leather bombers. We have modern day luxury streetwear, high fashion. So for sure, I would say definitely on that list. I'm not putting them in order now.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely on that list. Chris Stamp from Stamped. That's my boy. He's in season 3 of Leaders Create Leaders. I'm excited for that episode. I heard it was a really amazing story on what he did to get that brand launched. Pretty crazy. He's done an unbelievable job curating that. I would say you got to give it up for Supreme, right?
Yeah.
What they just did, they created a movement. You know, people wear that. It doesn't matter. They created such a brand that, like, it doesn't matter if it's on this bottle, this table. You know, they killed it. You know,
Right.
Virgil.
Oh man, killing it right now.
And it's interesting because Virgil killed it and he had the hype, and then I felt like that hype kind of like down.
Yeah.
And that's where you see a real artist. That's when you really see if a person is a true artist, a true leader. To become like trending and hot, pop off, you see trending videos all the time, but like it's about like how are you building that legacy? And Virgil's showing that he's building that legacy as a brand, as a person. So Off-White for sure. And then last but not least, shout out to my boy Drama, Young and Reckless. As a skate brand, again, same thing. A lot of people don't realize about Drama. He's in season 3 too, but like he's had to overcome so much because a lot of people know him from the show with Rob, Fantasy Factory, but he's had to literally figure out this business, and then like he's gone through so many cycles of like ups, downs, shifting the brand, shifting the type of style. Right. I actually didn't grow up wearing Young and Reckless. Like, it's not a brand, but him as a founder, him as a designer, him as an entrepreneur, what he's done to like build that brand and maintain that sustain it, that's really hard to do in fashion, to build a sustainable brand and continue that. And I think he's been doing it for over a decade. Wow. People don't recognize that in the skate industry. But I could talk about fashion. I could keep going. I could talk about fashion for a long time. There's so many great people. Maxwell from public school and what he's doing. There's so many awesome people out there right now that are doing some really cool stuff.
Do you ever think of starting something just for you? Like your brand?
I want to. I really want to. I've been trying. It just, it hasn't happened. Like, I need a partner. Like,
I think like, you know, I'm just very like gut feeling and intuitive, like how we spoke about. And I always see like the way you dress and the way like you put things together. I'm like, man, like, you know, he has like an it factor, because, you know, like we said, you could walk into a boardroom with a suit, but then you could also walk into a boardroom with a hoodie and ripped jeans.
Yeah.
But you still own it, like you said. Yeah. So I think, man, give that a try. Like,
I would love to. I mean, I'm looking. I would definitely want to do it not alone and find a partner. 100%. I'm a visionary, so like I would love to be a visionary or something like that. But logistically, I definitely need somebody that can help with like the manufacturing and the production and things like that. But yeah, that'd be a fun project for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Gerard, man, I just want to acknowledge you, like, you know, for being on trend. I really appreciate the time you took.
Yeah, definitely.
This has been amazing, the talk. I mean, I just feel super inspired just to go out of here, like, and just take over the world.
Yeah.
Like, be that billionaire mindset,
Yep.
Superman. And, you know, I just want to say, like, you know, I look up to you as a leader,
Thank you.
as a mentor, all of the things you've gone through, everything that you've done, and just inspiring just the millennials in our generation, because you are like not just one, but like you're definitely one of the people who look up to millennials and know that we are the next generation. We have the power to create what we want to create. You know, we have a bad rep, but you are the ones that say, no, you guys are the ones that have this world in your hands. You're going to do amazing things.
Yeah, we're gonna make history.
Yes, exactly. So again, I'm really excited about sharing this with the viewers, and thank you for, you know, giving the inspiring words, and then also like just good strategies to my audience. You know, I really appreciate everything, man.
I love it, man. On trend.
Yes.
KB.
Yes.
GA. Just the
Yes.
beginning. I can't wait to see what you continue to build. Shout out to everybody that's the On Trend audience, and feel free anytime if you guys want to get in touch. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see the rest of the series.
For sure, man. Awesome. Where can people find you?
Yeah, Gerard Adams TV is my YouTube channel. I have a show called Leaders Create Leaders, Season 3 coming out. So if anyone loves this type of content, definitely check out Season 3 on Gerard Adams TV, and just Gerard Adams on Instagram. And yeah, I mean, otherwise, check out Founders. That's the movement that we didn't get to touch on too much, but is a social enterprise where I'm really building a movement to provide resources and education through the principles of entrepreneurship to minorities in inner cities, starting with Newark. So check out founders.com. It's spelled with the word own in the middle of it because my whole own it mentality. So FOWNDERS.com. And we have a whole social learning platform where you can connect with other ambitious, passionate entrepreneurs that are, you know, that are changing the game. So thank you for, again, having me, man. This is dope.
What's up, guys? It's KB. Thank you so much for watching On Trend. I really hope Gerard Adams' words inspired you to be the best version of yourself. Make sure to subscribe, and just let me know, like, you know, what are the other questions you would like to be asked from my other guests? Who would you like to see next on the show? And again, I hope that this show definitely gave you the tips and the tools to be better at marketing, to be better in your life, and also to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Because again, we only live one life, and we have to fulfill our potential. Again, this is On Trend, and this is KB.